Hello and welcome to another Freestyle Friday. My name is Kathy and I am your host today. Welcome to Soul You. And if you have already liked, shared, and subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Will you please tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everyone about this channel because we are so excited about what we're doing here. And I am so glad about all the likes and comments that you shared on all the other items that we have sown already. So if you're ready for today, another Freestyle Friday, you better stay tuned. Okay, as you can see, we are back. And yes, you've seen it correctly. Today is all about camo. Today we're going to be doing this cute little dress and just something I came up with. It's a freestyle. I did it. Just came up with something. I wanted to do something with camo. So what we're going to do is, it's going to be a cute little dress. I started to do just a skirt and a blouse, but I said, nah, let's kind of work with some camo and do just the one piece on this. So what we have here is, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see, I've already sewn one of my pockets on there. So this is going to be a cute little skirt. This is the front part of it. I've already cut it out according to my measurements, how long I want it and all of that. Really cute camo. Then here's the other pocket that we're going to be adding on here. If you want to know all the measurements and all of that, I can leave it in the description box below. But the pockets is really just according to how big you want them and all of that. And see, I can just did the little fold over method, kind of give it that little military look. And then here's the little flap for the pocket that we're going to be sewing on, just like this one. I don't know if I'm going to place it straight across like the other one or down, something different. Then I have the little waistband that I am going to add on to the skirt, your waistband. Then, okay, this is just my other part of my skirt, the back part. And what I've done is I slid it up the back because we're going to put a zipper down the back. Then your basic bodice pattern, and what I did was I just cut it into the princess cut. And what you do is, all this is, and you can get patterns like this already, but I just do them on my own and according to my measurements. And what I do is, once I cut out my bodice pattern, once I cut out the bodice, all I do is I go from my armpit and then I just go all the way down and measure. I just go straight down and kind of do a swirl cut. That's all I do for these. You can do them the same way. There's no big rocket scientist knowledge that you need to know for that. But that, and this is in a black neoprene fabric, so that I love neoprene. Then what we have is our cuff. Now our cuff, now y'all know I love me a puff sleeve, right? So we're gonna follow along with this puff sleeve little thing we got going on, okay? So I've already done one, and as you can see, I added that camo in there on that sleeve. I added that in there. This is the neoprene as well. And then this is really more like a balloon, so y'all can see where I'm going with this. I know y'all can. Y'all visual like me. But anyway, to get that sleeve, what I did was I cut mine into pieces. You can use that same pattern that I showed you, that butterick pattern, and I'll put that in the description box below as well. And what I'm going to do is, seeing that little, how I got this little thing here? Okay, what I did was, you're going to cut that, and that's going to go all the way down. And you're going to cut this as well. It's going to go all the way down into that sleeve, and it's going to give you that look of this one. See how that is? It's going to go all the way down. And then I just got a little sleeve cuff on the end there. So here's a sleeve cuff that's going to go that. And you're just going to sew all those pieces. You're going to see me do it. And then, of course, our interfacing that's going to help it stand up, that's going to go in the cap of that sleeve. And you know what we do with that? We just take that and gather it all up, and it's going to give you that stand-up look. So that's what we did. I've already done it in that sleeve. And then here's the sleeve head. My sleeve head, I think this is about a 30-inch long. Let me make sure. No, actually, actually it's 37 inches long. And then it is 12 inches tall. So at your peak, it's 12 inches. So what you're going to do is to get this sleeve head, you don't need that pattern really to get this sleeve head. All you're going to do is you measure your fabric out. Make sure you got at least 13 inches tall. 13 and 40 long, 13 tall height. Okay? Then what you're going to do is you measure and you put your line there, your cutting line. That's where you're going to stop cutting. And then what you do is you go up. You're going to go up, and this is, I go up so I can get some balloon in there. That's 7 inches tall. So I go up 7 inches, and then I start coming over into my point here, okay? 7 inches. So you got 37 across or 40, however much volume you want. You can go over 60 if you want to, but go all the way across. I go up 7 inches, okay? 7 inches. The height of my whole piece of fabric is, it's 13 inches tall, okay? So all you're going to do is connect these points then. Connect these points, okay? That is how you get your sleeve over sleeve. And you're going to cut 2 of these, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to start putting this together. So what I like to start with first is I'm going to start with my bodice. So what you start doing is you just start pinning this on all the way around till you get to the bottom. You're going to pin that on both sides, front and back. And then what I do once I get mine sewn, I do stuff a little unorthodox. I like to do stuff easy. Sometimes those patterns have you doing 5, 6, 7, 8 steps and you don't need to. But until you learn, well, you can learn here. You can learn some tips and tricks. What I'm going to do is, as you can see, there is no zipper line sewn, cut in here yet. So what I'm going to do is, once I get both of these sewn on, I am going to cut my zipper line there. I'll cut it for my zipper then at that point, but not until I sew both of these on, okay? Then we'll be right back when we get both of those sewn on. Okay, so now that we have sewn our bodice pieces together, if you can see that, isn't that nice? So, and then what I did was I trimmed them all the way down to 1/4 of an inch. See, trim all of your seams, get all that fullness out of there to 1/4 of an inch, okay? Then once you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to put this to the side, okay? Put it to the side. Then we're going to get our skirt. And the front piece is really what we're going to focus on right now, our front of the skirt. Open your skirt out. As you can see, like I said, I've already added my pocket over here. Now, to place the pocket on this side, I'm just wondering, do I want to go down here or just do it again up here, do another one up here right beside what I got them is 3 inches from my raw edges. And I think it's coming down, let's see here. Yeah, 4 inches down. So, I think I'm going to do something different. I am going to put that other pocket down here. So, at the bottom, just give it a different vibe, a different feel. So what you want to do is you want to grab your pins and pin it down. Let me make sure it's 3 inches. Come over a little bit more. Okay. It's 3 inches. And then from the bottom, I really don't have a preference of, it doesn't matter as far as the bottom, but I did want it kind of the same width from one side to the other. I did want. So you just want to measure that, make sure that's right. Pin your pocket down. Pin that down. And what you're going to do, you're going to take it over to the sewing machine. You're going to sew from the top, starting at your top, back stitch, pivot over, and then all the way up and give it a back stitch there. Then what you're going to do is, here's your flap. So your flap, you're going to turn that, and I did not line mine. This fabric is stiff. I didn't interface it. It's stiff enough. So what I'm going to do now is, with this, is stitch it 5/8 of an inch from the edge, straight stitch there, and one on the other end. Trim it and then flip it out. This is going to be your flap for your pocket. So once we do that, we'll be right back and see what we have from there. Okay, so now we have our pocket sewn on according to the instructions I just gave you. Our pocket flap right here. And what we did was, you're going to turn it raw. See, this is your finished edge. But you're going to line up the raw edge with the pocket right now. So basically it's upside down. Then you're going to give it a stitch straight across, okay? Once you do that, I don't know if you can see that. That raw edge is with the raw edge. Then you're going to give it a stitch straight across. When you get done giving it a stitch straight across, you're going to flap it over. Flap it over. Then give it another straight stitch straight across. Okay? Then we'll be right back when you do that. Okay, so now that we have sewn our pocket, both of our pockets on, and they're asymmetrical. As you can see, I just wanted to do something a little different. Our pocket flaps are on there. And I sewed over the pocket, so these are non-working pockets. Now, to make these a working pocket, basically all you had to do was the top of your pocket before you sewed it on. You just flip it over twice, and it will kind of close it leave it open for you so you can put your hands in there and put stuff. I'm not going to use these to put anything in them, so that's the reason why I did that. So now what I am going to grab is my waistband. So now what you grab, I got this waistband put together. So you grab your waistband and you're going to put your waistband on. You're going to add your waistband to the front, and you're going to pin it. As you can see, it's a little curved. Like I told you in the beginning, we are curvy people. We are not straight. So it's curved, so you're going to have to ease this in because it's curved. This is going to be a high-waisted skirt. It's going to be high-waisted, so you're going to have to ease that in, okay? So it's going to feel like you don't have enough fabric, but you do. You just got to ease it in. Ease that in. So once you do that, ease that in. So we're going to get that sewn on, okay? Once we get that sewn on, you have your front. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get our front bodice and pin it to our waistband. So you're gonna kill two birds with one stone with this, okay? Two birds with one stone. Okay, so once you, and what you're going to do, because you're going to see that you got some extra over here, you're just going to cut that off because your waistband is measured according to your waist, okay? So anything extra on the sides measured, you just cut that off once you ease it in, okay? So now what you do is you take this to the sewing machine. You're going to sew straight across, and the waistband, take that one to the sewing machine and sew straight across, and we'll be right back. Okay, so now that we have our waistband sewn on and we have our bodice connected, our front of our dress is complete, So at this point, like I told you, you might have to trim some of the edge off, because when you're combining knit with a woven, you're going to get some a little different. So what I did was I had to trim some of the knit off, and as long as it lined up with my woven fabric, I was fine. So I didn't want to cut any of my woven fabric to match up with the knit. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to cut lower, but smaller. But you can cut some of the knit to line up, as long as it's within your measurements. Knit gives. Woven is not going to give. This might have a inch, maybe an inch of give in there, but that's not going to give. And see, it's woven. Look how much that gives. It's about almost a 3-4% stretch in there. So that is plenty of room for me. See, that's plenty of room. Plenty, plenty, plenty. So that is going to be a nice fitting dress. Okay, very nice fitting. And it's, like I said, it's going to be a high-waisted. So, and your inside, what you want to do is, because I didn't finish mine off yet, I'm just going to take my serger and finish off these raw edges, okay? For right now, you can put this over to the side, okay? Then you're going to grab your skirt, the back of your skirt. Now, I've already cut it into 2. However, I have not cut my top, my knit top, into 2. So, what I can do right now, I can show you how I do this. Just make sure it's all lined up, okay? And so your fabric don't move, just pin it. Just make sure it's all lined up. Once it's all lined up, all you gotta do is go straight up the back. Straight up the back. That didn't want to cut for me. So now you got 2 pieces. La-da! So what you do now is, starting with the inside of your skirt, starting with the inside, not on the outside, because you can always trim that. Remember I told you, when you're putting together knit and a woven fabric, you're going to have a little bit of give. See that? A little bit. You can cut that off. And then what you do now is you start there, and you're going to pin these pieces on. Make sure you got them right. Make sure the flat pieces are in the middle. Make sure your arm pieces are on the outside, okay? You talking about a mess that you will have if you don't do that right. So what you're going to do now is you take it over to the sewing machine. You're going to straight stitch across 5/8 of an inch. Straight stitch across 5/8 of an inch. And while I'm over there, while I'm doing that, what I'm going to do is my zipper. I got an 18-inch zipper. So, and that'll tell me how far down I can go. 18-inch zipper stops right here. So what I'm going to do is I'll put a little pin there. So when I go over here to sew these 2 together, got a little pin there telling me we're 18 inches. 18 inches, so I sew straight down here all the way to there. I'm going to leave that open for my zipper, okay? We're going to do that, and we're going to come right back. Okay, one thing I did forget was, do not forget to add your waistband. Then when you add your waistband, then we're going to add our bodice front and our front back bodices to each side, okay? Making sure that your armpits are on the outside. That's what I forgot. Do not forget your waistband. All right, we'll be right back when we sew those on. Okay, so now that we've sewn our waistband on, we've sewn our bodice back to the bodice back of our skirt. Haven't serged down the raw edges yet, but that is what I'm going to do my raw edges. I left an 18-inch opening for my zipper. Okay. So now what we do is we flip it, and we're going to put our right sides to right sides skirt dress, front and back together. Okay. Right side to right side. And what we're going to do, going to match up our the bodice, the sides, my raw edges for my waistband first to make sure those are nice and lined up nicely. Then I can adjust everything else, but I want to make sure that's lined up. Okay, so match those up and pin. Pin that. You don't want it to be off on the sides. Okay, so I got those pinned. Now what I'm going to do is take my shoulders seams and pin those. Pin both of those, okay? Y'all know it's Freestyle Friday. And I want to say again how thankful I am for the ones who have subscribed thus far. I really appreciate it. This is what I love doing. I love sewing, and I love teaching people what I know how to do. So thank you so much, and please share this page with others. This dress here, I haven't seen it. Nobody's got it. It's a freestyle. It's something that just popped in my head that I wanted to do. I got other ideas of things that I want to do, and you're going to see them in the near future because I got some ideas. And also start looking for my, starting next week or the week after, my children's line is coming out. It's called Couture Kids Underground. So be looking for that. Couture Kids Underground is the name of my children's line that is coming out. Okay? So now what we do is we're at the bottom, and we can now start pinning our skirt. And you want to pin, make sure you get pins until you learn how. We don't have any notches on here. I could have put notches, but I didn't want to deal with notches. Notches, I deal with them enough with patterns. So once you get everything pinned down, all the way down, all across your neck, your shoulder seams, you get that pinned down, and then we'll be right back. We're going to see where we're going next. All right, welcome back. So now that we have our front bodice and back bodice attached, I haven't added my zipper yet. The waistband, oh, this is really coming out nice, better than I even thought it would. So all we have left to do now is add our sleeves. So you know we already did one of the sleeves. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put this to the side. Okay, that to the side. Now we're going to grab our sleeve. So this is a lot of parts because I cut. This could have been one part, just the sleeve here. But as you know, I cut it because I wanted to widen it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is cut this in half because we're going to have to kind of do this like we did the back of the skirt. Okay, so what we're going to do, you got all these pieces. First pieces you're going to have to do is you're going to have to sew these on first. Okay, sew your sleeve to your sleeve heads, sleeve caps, the top of your sleeves. Okay, pin it, start in the middle. Okay, So once you pin that, and you're going to sew it straight across 5/8 of an inch. Once you do that, then what you're going to do is, remember the insert? Going to grab our insert. This piece I added goes at the top. See, I just did some pieces. It gives it that kind of rough looking look, but then you can dress this up. Then once you do that, you're going to pin this to both sides and give it a straight stitch straight down. Okay, you feeling me? First we're going to sew these on straight across the sleeve, the arms. Then we're going to get our piece, and our piece is going to connect everything together. You're going to sew a straight stitch down, a straight stitch down, and when you get done with that, we're going to come back and show you how to add the over sleeve. Okay, we're back. As you can see, I have my sleeve sewn on. I got my little piece I put in there for my sleeve, all my little patched up stuff that I like. I even put my cuff on here, okay? So now, as you can see, I've added my interfacing. I've already gathered it and added that to the top of my sleeve cap, okay? So what we're gonna do, you're gonna go over to your sewing machine and you're going to stitch that straight across, okay? When you get done doing that, then your oversleeve. Here's your oversleeve. So you grab your oversleeve, and we're not going to do the method that we did on the butterick pattern. What we're going to do is we're going to do our own method, okay? So we're going to grab that and start at your line. See, I got my seam line where I want it. That's where I'm going to start mine, about 1 inch away. Remember, you got to have seam allowance. So you pin your first one there, and then you go over to the other side and you find your line. My lines are just happen to be where my lines just happen to be where I cut my sleeve at. So that worked out real good for me. So then I find my middle, and then I place my middle, and make sure you're placing it on your line, keeping it on your line, okay? So now what we do is we're going to start gathering. We're not going to use the gathering foot. We're not going to use the gathering stitches. We're going to gather ourselves, pleat ourselves. So I'm going to do the pleating method. This. So just start pleating over 1/2 inch, inch, whatever you want. This is yours. You can make it however you want. So mine is going over probably about 1 inch. I think my pleats are about 1 inch. So yours can be 2 inches. Yours can be 2 big pleats. It doesn't matter. There is no rule to this, okay? You can make yours however you want. They don't even have to be 1 inch to it. They can be different. However you want to make it. This is yours, okay? I'm just showing you how easy it is to do this. It's really easy. So I'm going to do that last one there, like that. Stitch that. And that's a tiny one there. But my machine will pick that stitch up. I'll just go ahead and put a pin in it. Then you're going to do the same thing for this side, starting in the middle. Start in the middle. So you don't want to get to the middle. You want to start over here, get to the middle, and then you don't have anything to gather. So you always start in the middle where you want the fullness at. This is going to be the fullness of your sleeve. So even if you don't have that much gathering on the sides, it's okay. You want to have nice gathers in at least in the middle of the sleeve, where it makes a difference at. It don't make a difference on the sides. Okay, so you just keep pinning all the way till you get across. And then once you get there, you just put another pin there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take it over to the sewing machine, give it a straight stitch all the way across, and we'll be right back after we do that. Okay, we're back. So now that you have your sleeve, over sleeve attached to your sleeve, See, you should have, it should look like that. Okay, see how nice that is? So what you're going to do now is going to find your sides, and you're going to line up your side seams together. You're going to have some ease in there, and so all you got to do is, but you want to fold downward. Fold downward. Fold this downward, not up. Just pleat it going downward. Okay? I was able to get 2 pleats out of mine. See that? Just pleat it going down. Then you're going to go over here to this side, find the top nut, top of the head, and then I always start at the bottom and I start pleating downward. Okay? You get at least 2. I got 2 on the other side, so make sure I don't pleat too far down on that first one, and then I don't have enough room for another one. Okay? So I got enough room for 2. 2 pleats on there. Then what you do, you're going to find your notch. You got a notch in the top. And remember, you got a notch for the top here. So I'm going to match that up and pin. Then, remember what we just did with the pleats? We're going to do the same thing for this. Starting in the middle and just start pleating downward. Okay? Starting in the middle, going down. Remember I said your pleats can be whatever size you want them to be. Big, little, or you can just go over and you can serge them. I mean, you can go over to the machine and you can give yourself 2 stay stitches, and you can make your pleats like we did in the last video, the last dress that we made. You can do that. But this method here, this is a quicker method. To me, you're going to get the same effect. Unless you just want, now gathering pleat, when you do it over there, you do get smaller little pleats. That's up to you if you want those. It's your option. It's up to you exactly however you want to do that. See that? Then you start at the top again over here. And you gather pleat however big you want them. Doesn't matter. They don't have to match up with the bottom ones. The pleats you just did, they don't have to match up. Okay. Make sure I'm not pleating too much. I ain't got no room over here. Okay. So this is the back, because this is where my double notches are. It's the back for this one. So see that? See how I pleated over too much, and so it's okay. This is yours. You can do what you want to do. Okay? There are no rules. This is Freestyle Friday. Okay? So now that we have that completed, what we're going to do now is take it over to the sewing machine, stitch, starting there where we did the 2 pleats, stitch up, pivot across, go all the way around, pivot down, and stitch. Then what you're going to do when you do that, take it side to side. You're going to put it together now. Make sure you're lining up everything. You're lining up your cuff. You're lining up right here where you got your sleeve is cut off. You're lining all that up. Everything is lined up, okay? And then when you do that, we'll be right back, okay? Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, it is so cute. So, but I have not sewn down these arm sleeves yet, but as you can see, this is coming out really cute. I mean, it's coming out really nice. So, there's a picture of the back, and see how that waistband is. I haven't sewn the zipper on yet either, but I tell you, this came out really nice. I can't wait to try it on. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a neckband, just sew a neckband or fold over twice method for the neck edge to finish that off, and then hem the bottom. If you want to see this look finished and on and styled, stay tuned. We're going to model this right now. So please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification button at the bottom, and thank you. Peace, blessings to you.